stupid.
How do you take a phone call on Russell Wilson? For what? Like, for what? You have the guy. He's the guy.
It's so hard to find the guy. You get the guy. Now you want to let the guy go.
I think this all comes down to egos. I don't know what Chicago would have to put together, to your point, to get Russell Wilson, because I'm imagining that they're starting the price at 3 first-rounders plus a capable quarterback right now.
Well, Seattle and Chicago, neither one have a top 15 draft pick. So I just don't think
future draft picks, if you get first-rounders from them, are not going to be high draft picks because you're assuming that Russell Wilson is going to make them better.
And Pete's 70. You want to start over again? You want to go try to find the next Russell Wilson?
I don't. There is no next Russell Wilson. I think teams get greedy and then they get conceited in the idea that they can just develop the next guy. It's similar to what's going on in New England. Like, maybe they'll get Jimmy G, but who feels good about Jimmy G right now? There's a reason why Jimmy G his name keeps popping up in all these conversations, because he's not reliable.
Well, I remember 30 years ago having a conversation with somebody, and he's like, what allows you to succeed in America is our infrastructure, bridges, roads. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, if you grow up in an undeveloped country, you could be smarter than you are now. You'd have trouble getting to a workplace. Like in an undeveloped country, getting a second vaccine shot is a massive challenge. Let's talk about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a one-shot vaccine. Right. In an underdeveloped country, it's easy to store. And it said, so the point was, this person said, never take for granted the country you live in. Because you can succeed if you're just ambitious in America. You have to worry about transportation, roads, getting food. And it's sort of like similarly with Russell Wilson. So you have Russell Wilson, and you just forget how easy winning is. Because, like, he's good at the line, you're bad offensive line play. Oh, he just escaped sacks. So this happens in America when you succeed and you forget the reason. Everybody gets arrogant when they succeed, and we're all lucky to be in America because our infrastructure is solid. You start forgetting all the plays in New England that Tom Brady audibled out of, that Belichick never had to deal with crap because Brady audibled out of them, and how many plays have been poorly designed in Seattle, and Russ runs out of a sack. You just when you get successful, you forget the base, the infrastructure, which allows you to be successful.
Well, they're just a little spoiled.
And yeah, a little.
I mean, you had Mel Kiper's list of guys up, and we talked about some Hall of Famers that struggled for a very long time to win a Super Bowl. It's not that easy to win in the NFL. They get spoiled. Like, teams that are consistently great start to think, well, you know what? We are really great. Maybe it's me. Maybe we could do this with anybody. Think about the conversation that we were hearing out of New England. We could do this with anyone. Can you?
By the way, Mahomes went back to the Super Bowl this year and got rolled with a great coach.
And he's the consensus best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, got destroyed by Brady. Like, the idea, you forget. You win a Super Bowl, Dan Marino got to one early, he never got back.
It's very hard to win Super Bowls. I don't know how you just make it work with Russell Wilson. Figure it out. So the Eagles traded away Carson Wentz, paving the way for Jalen Hurts to step up as the starter next season, and owner Jeffrey Lurie is planning on Hurts getting the job. He was reportedly told the Eagles personnel department to prioritize getting Hurts help so he can be successful instead of bringing in more quarterback competition. I love to hear this. This is great news to me. I know a lot of people are still very unsure about Jalen Hurts, but you drafted him pretty high, and you got rid of Carson Wentz, who was, again, your guy that you paid and was, won this fandom MVP that everyone keeps talking about. Why wouldn't you build around Jalen Hurts? Quarterback competitions are not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
No.
People try to pitch it every single year. We're going into camp, and the best guy will win. Well, the best guy can't be that good if you are setting up a quarterback competition for that position.
Even in college, when a good program brings in 2 quarterbacks, one always transfers like a year later. Like, quarterback's the only position where, well, this is my team.
Yeah.
So if you're going to draft a guy in the second round and you had to fire your coach and trade your star quarterback because of it, how do you not give him a year, 16 games, because your O-line gets healthier now? This is the only move to make. And by the way, I've said this before, I don't think he's a great thrower of the football, but different. History proves Kaepernick got to a Super Bowl. Lamar was the MVP. different works in the NFL. Tebow couldn't throw the ball. He won 7 straight games, got to a playoff game. The question is, does different work long term? Now it's hit and miss on that. But different styles almost always work.
Kyler Murray looks completely different than Lamar Jackson, looks completely different than Baker Mayfield. You don't have to have a box that a quarterback fits in anymore. I agree with you. I think it's nonsense to draft another quarterback with that pick. Draft a great player, build around him, and give him a year. It was complete dysfunction last year. So start new, give him an opportunity, and draft good players. Bringing in another quarterback makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
So Anthony Simons won the dunk contest last night, edging out rookies Obi Toppin and Cassius Stanley. He nearly kissed the rim on his last dunk. No kissing the rim during COVID. Sealed the victory with a 3-2 vote on the judges' final rounds, and he became the first member of the Trailblazers to ever win the event.
Look at this. Good Lord.
It's really ridiculous. It's ridiculous how high he got out there. But I did like Obi's dunk over Julius Randle and his dad.
I don't understand this.
I knew they weren't going to give it to him because Obi kind of he touched Julius as he was jumping over. Like he's 6'8".
So you jump over 2 6'8" men, tomahawk it, and everybody was like, I've seen it before. I'm like, does everybody understand? Like, our standards now.
Oh yeah, they're getting a little out of control.
Like, it's still amazing we get to Mars. We don't have to have a hotel on Mars next week to think we're doing innovative things. Look, Obi Toppin jumps over 2 6'8" guys and tomahawked it, and everybody was just, hey, look at these dunks.
Yeah, we're a little spoiled.
A little. Look at this.
See, he jumps because he used his shoulder. I think that they.
Oh yeah.
Knocked him for that. I don't know. The dunk contest is obviously all just opinion based, but and listen, I didn't think Anthony didn't deserve it. He was incredible, but.
This is insane.
I thought that was more impressive than they gave him credit for. I don't know. Maybe just me and I'm 5'2", but...
Listen, basketball's artistry to a large degree. I thought you saw a ton of it this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't have high expectations for the dunk contest. They're doing it at halftime. There's not as many guys participating in it. They didn't have as much time to set things up. And it's young guys that most of the casual fans are getting to know still. So I thought it was entertaining. I thought the NBA did a great job with the whole night, considering that we're making all of this happen during a pandemic. And I thought the whole night was really fun.
Yeah, I watched all of it. I thought it was entertaining. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
We'll give you the latest breaking NFL stuff. There's going to be a lot of good players that hit the market, and we'll talk about that next. You've heard me talk about Black Rifle Coffee now for a while. It is a veteran-owned coffee company that supports law enforcement, veteran causes. First responders gave out 6 million free cups of coffee last year. They've got the ready-to-drink espresso, which is great. Ground. I drink single serve. Best way to enjoy Black Rifle coffee is through their coffee club. It's a free subscription where your chosen coffee is roasted, packaged, and shipped free to your door on your schedule. Get the freshest coffee in America without leaving the couch. Go to blackriflecoffee.com/herd. That's us, HERD. That code, HERD, at checkout gets you 20% off your first coffee club order. blackriflecoffee.com/herd. I drink the single serve, little oat milk on the way.